What's up YouTube, a Flight Content Guy here, and today we're going to be doing Extreme Super Battle Road Potara Edition. So this is the team I decided to go with. I really like the leaders for this because the Majin Buu Saga is just so busted. Plus with Battle of Wits I can bring that EZA Blue Vegito, and he just goes bonkers. Also with the supports, I really do like this guy right here, or these two right here, Supreme Kai and Kibito, because of their debuffing potential, and the fact that they have this right here, that greatly raising defense and that chance to stun. So getting a few lucky stuns can win you a run, and just having them on or floating and providing that heal plus the debuffs and that stun makes this run a lot easier. Also, another strange pick might be this West Supreme Kai, simply because like she doesn't really link up well with Ki, but her passive, getting that guard plus that Realm of Gods buff really helps out Vegito Blue, when that extra crit chance helps out his counters. So I just like to bring her because as a floater, every time they're on rotation together, Vegito Blue just gets that much more powerful. So let's jump right into it. Personally, when I'm doing Super Battle Roads, I don't try and go for the no items because generally they're pretty frustrating. Later down the line, I might try it as these teams get buffs and better supports and just a bit more cohesion. But for right now, I feel like, especially on global, just closing out these wins is more important than trying to flex on these opponents. So let's see. I definitely want to start looking at this road. I definitely want to put Vegito Blue in Harm's rotation, or Harm's way, simply because I want to get those counters and try and get through this as quickly as possible. I'm gonna try this first turn without an item. I might die, but hey man, sometimes you just gotta roll the dice. So looking at this, looks like we're going to get everyone a super attack, which is really good. I'm going to try, because the next rotation has 2 AGL units, I'm gonna try and stun this I believe that's Veku. Yeah, oh man, these two is the leader. Like, this unit here, it's gonna be sad to see them get bumped from like that best unit of the game position, but they're still gonna be amazing. Like, those guys have really carried me through a lot of these Super Battle Roads, as you're probably seeing in the future. And overall, like, just what they pack in their kit with the heal, the transformation, the damage reduction before they transform, the raising attack and defense, they're just like, they're so great. Man, Vegito Blue kind of let me down, not supering so much, but man, this guy can really pump out the damage, like you can see. Thinking about Potara though, this team is probably going to get a lot of buffs because we could see more of the Supreme Kais. We could see the Grand Supreme Kai. Hell, we could see a exchange unit, something along the lines of, I'm gonna put Vegito Blue, or excuse me, I'm gonna put Super Vegito first, and I'm going to pop an Icarus. Now I'm gonna save an Icarus. I'm gonna pop a Princess. Get that healing, stay topped off, because I still have 2 more turns before transformation. I really don't want to give him all these AGL orbs, but I do want the super for the attack buff. She needs 6. Let's see. He gets his right here. Veku stun. I probably shouldn't have attacked him, but that's fine. But as I was saying, this Potara team can get a lot of buffs in the future. Yeah, that's really good. Simply because like there's so many units in the series that have the Potara earring across multiple series actually, between Super and Z. This team could see a lot of buffs in the future, and even though it's super busted, I kind of want to see them because like they're kind of in competition with Fusion. Like, Potara is more balanced, but Fusion has that offensive power, and as we've seen from Akatsuki, like, they're very willing to buff these units, or buff those 2 categories in tandem. So if Potara gets a buff, it's probably going to be on their mind to buff Fusion, and Fusion does need it more, but like seeing either of them get buffed kind of puts in your mind that, hey, we're going to be seeing buffs for these. So let me fix these rotations while I'm talking. I do want a Goku and Vegeta, the SDR versions, on both the rotations, simply because like they function so well as slot 1 units because of that damage reduction, and having them on different rotations gives me the option to get that heal whenever it pops up after the 4th turn. So this next fight going into it, I'm gonna be in a really good position. Kind of sucks that puts Vegito Blue in a position to get hit by an STR unit, but hopefully my Goku and Vegeta can pop off and do a bit of damage, knocking him out, but it's going to take 3 supers and 3 crits. We'll see, though. But, kind of going back to the subject of this, Extreme Super Battle Road, I'm really glad Global finally got these. I'm hoping that in the future, we can end up in a position where both JP and Global have the same Super Battle Roads and the Extreme Super Battle Roads at the same time, so that when we get joint celebrations, they're released at the same time, putting us in a position where if they do ever want to catch up the games, it's a lot easier, because if you think about all the factors they're juggling, trying to get these, versions synced up, things like Battlefield, things like World Tournament play a big role into it, and if they could just slow down JP just a hair, we'll be in a position that we can go ahead and sync these versions up. So yeah, that first battle wasn't too bad. We got through it fairly easily, only 1 item. Coming up into this next one, I believe it's 2 opponents, and yep, it's Gotenks and Vegito. This battle here gave me a bit of trouble when I first tried to clear this stage, simply because I'm running 2 AGL units, and that Gotenks will bop you. So looking at this, I kind of want to just do this. Go ahead and transform, get that debuff, and I'm going to... Let's see. He'll be fine. Although I think it'd just be smarter for me to go ahead and... Can I get a super attack here? I can. And yep, that's perfect. I'll go ahead and hit this Gotenks. Go ahead and get this single orb here, and I'll hit Vegito. And then I'll go ahead and get this single strength orb in the corner, in the, yeah, I'll get it in the left corner so that I can go ahead and stun this guy right here. Again, I probably should have used an item here, but I do like to roll the dice on the first turn, because I've noticed when I open up with items in these Super Battle Road stages, like with damage reduction, because of the set I'm running, I have 2 healing items with defensive abilities, and I'm running a Ghost Usher. I kind of have to like play the first turn by ear. Yeah, this guy, this guy's gonna be bleeding. I'm looking at like 300k. Yep. Come on. Yeah, he'll stun him, so I'll make it through this turn. But this is what I mean. So like, starting off the turn without an item kind of gives me more turns to finish the fight, and it takes about 4 turns, in at least in my opinion, like 4 to 5 turns for the teams I have to finish these fights. So not using an item that first turn gives me coverage between turns 2 and 3, and then after that, like, if I'm closing out on turn 5, or excuse me, turn 4 or turn 5, I might be able to swing it if like in this case here, I don't have Vegito hitting me in the first slot, so I can go ahead, I could actually go ahead and put Vegito Blue in slot 1. He'll get hit 1 time, but he'll be able to build up that attack and defense by supering, and if I get lucky, he'd be able to just tank it. But in this case, I'm going to stick with Goku and Vegeta in slot 1, simply because all those strength orbs right there. Can she get 6 somewhere? How can I finagle this? I don't think I'll be able to get 6 unless I get these, unless I get those tech orbs. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and blast this guy. And yep, tech orbs came through, and I'm going to go ahead and do this. That's another problem with this West Supreme Kai. Even though she buffs Vegeta Blue to high heaven, like having to get 6 orbs every turn makes her a little awkward to use, but I'm not gonna lie, I really do like using it. So I throw on as many teams as I can, because like 40% attack and defense, especially when Vegeta Blue starts like supering non-stop, that buff really makes a difference. He didn't get it. Unfortunate. Yeah, her damage is a bit lackluster, but also she can hold her own floating because of that guard. And man, like, look at this. So 48 damage. He supers here. She'll have guard up. She supered. I'm guessing like 100k. 50. Wow. Even better than I thought. Boom. So I'm looking at this rotation here. I definitely want Goku and Vegeta in slot 1 because yeah. Although that third year anniversary unit, man, they're pretty boss. 250. But I you know what? I'm gonna put them in front of. Ooh, no, then bot this. This guy will get his 18 key super, hopefully putting down Gogeta. And although they won't get their 18 key super, I'm gonna go ahead and attack Gogeta. Hopefully this rotation here just goes ahead and kills him. Because man, like letting these guys live for any extended amount of time just makes this run so much harder. And that's another thing I do enjoy, even though like the difficulty went up and sometimes you can get cheesed out on these stages. I find that most of the game is just pilot, so having to sit down and playing these battle road stages is really would personally like more types of stages like this, like maybe something like a story mode update where you have in-game and you know quest mode has run for items in the shop, like the treasure section. Maybe have like in-game bosses that require a bit more strategy, a bit more strength, like somewhere in between Super Battle Road and like a Dokkan Fest level boss. Like nothing a new player couldn't conquer once they get a good team together, but at the same time have it as a motivation to go back into quest mode, look into that, and add some content to it. I actually might do a video on that later. But yeah, let's keep going with this run. Yeah, this battle's about to be wrapped up. Like, this guy, Gotenks is still strong. He can still kill me, but I have enough health, and I'm past turn 4, so even if he does hit me, I don't have to use an item because of the transformation. And with both of these STR Goku and Vegetas on opposite rotations, after you hit turn 4, that's like having two really big, what are they, 50% heals? So it kind of works like having 2 extra items that refresh every battle, but it's just getting to turn 4, even though like that's a great transformation condition because I believe it's 77%. So for something like Super Battle Road, falling below 77% isn't too hard, but sometimes you can just get blown up in those early points in the fight, which yeah, you get blown up. You'll be lower than 77%, but you'll definitely be in the grave too. But this should wrap up this fight here. And going into the next fight, like, man, I believe it's that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. He's AGL, like direct counter to STR, this STR Goku and Vegeta, which kind of shows their power for this. But this is why you bring items. Like, trying to no item this would be a nightmare, especially like coming into the battle. First turn, first rotation, he goes first, he super attacks. It doesn't matter who's in front of that. If you don't have an item open, unless... I'm trying to think of a Potara unit that could actually tank the hit. There are a couple that could dodge it. Like, I do consider bringing, like, Goasu and Zamasu or that Candy Vegito to these fights simply for a no item run because getting that dodge can save your butt. But, man, it's like... I don't think there's any unit that could really tank this. I am going to pop an Icarus. This is still a risk because he could easily blow up Gogeta here. Like if he supers and then I get bopped right after that, but yay, nothing ventured, nothing gained. No, I'm gonna go ahead and take these two. I'm gonna give this guy the looking at this as well. What's it called? Kibito and I believe that's Supreme Kai. Is that North Supreme Kai? I have to go back and look at those. Like I don't have an eclectic Dragon Ball knowledge. Like I've watched the series a couple times. I've really enjoyed it, and like my backstory for this game was the Broly versus the Super Broly movie came out, and I got really hyped. And I was like, man, I really just want to get back into Dragon Ball. So about 2-3 years ago, picked up the game, man, and it's revitalized my love for the series. But sometimes like there's some characters like I look at them like, man, I know what you are. I can't remember exactly what you are. Like Dbz minions. I know a lot of these Dokkan tubers know all their names, top, bottom. Turles' squad. I'll be looking at them and be like, yo, yeah, that's Ballsack guy. That's the alien ripoff from the Dbz side. Oh, there's another alien ripoff in the Dark World, but he's I forget his name. Actually, I do know his name. It's Yakon. Yakon is he's an interesting one. I wouldn't mind some free-to-play units for the Dbz squad, but that kind of brings me into another gripe I have with that. I know we're way off topic of this Super Battle Road, but you get me talking. I keep going. Look at that. So I see the super attack. I'm going to do this. I'm going to transform. Do I want to break up this rotation? Because these two can't really. The other two, this Super Vegito and this Goku and Vegeta, they can't really hang with this guy. Like, they can't really eat a super. So I'm gonna go ahead and break up this rotation. I'm gonna put Kibito Kai in front. He's gonna go ahead and damn, this is Dokkan attack. That might be a misplay on my part. Put a Ghost Usher just to get a better Dokkan attack, but the damage I'd be getting out of this turn, unless it was a crit from these two here, probably would have been high anyway. And I think sealing and stunning him is a better option. But yeah, it kind of sucks to miss out on a good Dokkan attack. Where was I? I was talking about Yakon and like the idea Yakon are all of Dbz's minions. Yeah, I missed all of those. So I could close my eyes and talking, but well, hey, it speeds up the run. This video ends a bit quicker. But talking about that Dbz squad makes me think of that Majin Power category and how I feel like they kind of got robbed, because at the end of the day, Dbz's mind control is kind of like a power up, and considering he made Majin Buu, or his father did, you can kind of make the argument that Majin power is derived from Bibbidi and Bobbidi power. So yeah, he can't super. So I'm gonna go ahead and slide these guys right here. Counters. I'm gonna go ahead and grab all these with the super attack. But anyway, you can make an argument that Majin power should have included anyone with that M on them. And man, if that was something we get, yeah, we'll get it. Like, they don't really update categories, they being Akatsuki. But if that had been the reality, that category could have had some real hitters. Because if you think about it, like that Babidi and Deborah being on it would have been a really good support unit that every player would have had access to. Just play enough Battlefield. You would have had Deborah for like the physical Deborah as a good floating unit as well. Another support, like you could have made a really good extreme type team that could help out, like cohesively help out with some of these other super battle roads. Like you'll see later on when I do extreme class, extreme super battle road, that was one I really struggled with. Like looking at it, I had to play my items very intelligently. I had to do a lot to make sure I didn't just get immediately bopped in that fight. I'm gonna put Kibito Kai and this guy here. I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna go ahead, seal him again. Let's see. What does this look like? Yep, 18 key super attack. And if he's sealed, I should be fine. 18 key super attack. No, 24 key super attack. Yeah, this dude has. Ooh, I might have just popped it. Oh, I got bobbed. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and cut. And when I come back, I'll be back at that fight. Alright guys, I'm back, and as you can see, he's about halfway dead. And if you look down at the turn counter, it's turn 2. Let's just say our boy Vegito Blue had a monster last turn. Anyway, looking at this, I believe I used a Icarus last turn. Let me not make the same mistake I made last time. Let me just pop this Ghost Usher. Get him close to kill range. No, I'm not playing with him anymore. After he embarrassed me on this showcase, he gets no mercy. But yeah, these super battle roads, despite a bit of frustration from losing and getting getting embarrassed on the internet, I actually enjoyed these stages. Like, the difficulty is something refreshing to Dokkan, and I'm hoping that they can add difficulty in different ways. Like, not necessarily buffing up the stats and numbers for things, but making fights that have possibly mechanics, especially on something like Super Battle Road. Like, I don't want to give them too many crazy ideas that may hurt the player base, but maybe something along the lines of like maybe one character can lock a rotation on a Super Battle Road, and another one may be able to seal super attacks, and you have to devise a way to like get through that encounter. I wouldn't want them to be overly powerful. Like, I would want it to be something that with a free-to-play team you can beat, especially particularly early. Like, I don't want players to have to wait months on months until the game just finally decides, like, hey, we're gonna break a couple units. You guys should be able to do it now. I definitely want it to be a half strategic and half fun element. So that being said, let me go ahead and get this 24 key super. Yeah, I'm risking it all again, but I have confidence my boys won't let us down, especially with that attack debuff from Dbz Dokkan. So hopefully this is the last rotation, but this guy has, I believe it's like 20 million HP. So unless I get some crits here or those counters, especially in slot 2 with Vegito Blue, see if he can have a repeat of the monster performance he had on turn 1. He may survive, but I have a feeling he's not. Yeah, he didn't super. And if he doesn't super here, all right, 2 supers, that's good. If Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta doesn't super here, well, after 3 supers and 50% defense, it may not even matter. Yeah, he's probably done. And assuming like he lives with just a sliver, just the teensiest amount of hair of health, Dbz Dokkan is gonna go ahead and stun / seal him, and we'll be done with this. But yeah, off a crit counter, yeah, Vegito Blue carries this run. And as you can see, like, there's a reason I like buffing him up in particular, because he could be that clutch unit, and given the fact he's getting older, and you're gonna see him on you may not see him on many banners, but when you do, I definitely suggest, if you don't have him rainbowed, picking up those oh, a new record, picking up those copies with red coins. Maybe not too many, like, you definitely want to save them for Dokkan Fest LRs, but he's on par with some of the top tier Dokkan Fest coming out, especially on the categories he's on. So picking him up is never a bad idea, and like rainbowing him will definitely strengthen your box for those events that you may not just be able to get over the top, but he can definitely be that ace in the sleeve. Anyway, that's it for this run. Next time I come in, I'm just gonna go down the list of these 10 new Extreme Super Battle Road stages, so expect a Majin Buu Saga run again. It may look similar to this previous run, and that's it for me. Stay fly, guys. Fly Guy Gaming out.